I didn't believe it at first. The footage came to me anonymously, just a hard drive inside a plastic bag. No label, no sender, just a GPS coordinate and the words, "Don't watch it alone." It was found on the banks of Lake Redridge, North Georgia, a place already heavy with whispers of drownings, of disappearances, of a dark shape seen moving under still water. 4 people had gone missing 2 months prior: Brandon, Tyler, Jess, and Mia. They ran a small but fast-growing YouTube channel called Wild Static. Young documentary filmmakers, confident, clever, always chasing the next myth to debunk or exploit. Their last video was supposed to be a cryptid documentary. Lake Monsters, Are They Real? That was the title. What I saw in the footage, it wasn't a monster story. It was a slow motion, vanishing. The footage begins like any other of theirs. Drone shots over sunlit trees, Jess flipping through a folder of printouts, Brandon doing his usual intro to camera, laughing, casual, sharp. You hear the buzz of excitement, Tyler joking about lake ghosts, Mia calibrating the drone with her usual quiet focus. They talk to locals. An old fisherman points out the cove where something big supposedly breached the water in '98. A diner waitress says her brother swears he saw eyes, green, far apart, just above the surface, watching him as he swam back to shore. They laugh it off. Of course they do. Because it's day 1. Because legends don't scare you in the daylight. That night, they set up camp on the eastern bank. No nearby cabins, no roads. Just water and trees and sky. The drone goes up for a night shot. But within minutes, the feed cuts out. Black screen. No signal. They figure it's a battery issue. But when Maya reviews the last captured frame, you can see something behind the raft. A shape in the water. Not a ripple, not a wave. Something breaking the surface and sinking again. They say nothing on camera, but the tension shifts. There's less joking, more scanning of the tree line. The next morning, Tyler is gone. His sleeping bag is zipped open. His shoes are still there. No note, no sign of struggle. They fan out, yell his name. The GoPro footage from Jess's chest shows her climbing a ridge, calling into the trees. But the only reply is wind and something else. A distant splash, too large, too deliberate, not a bird. They regroup, shaken but trying to stay composed. Brandon decides to pack up and head back early. But when they return to the dock, the raft is gone. Just the pump, some rope, and deep claw-like gouges in the soft dirt leading into the lake. Night falls again. The remaining 3 stay in the camp. They turn on all their lights, cameras rolling constantly. You can hear Mia whispering, almost praying. Jess sits with a flare in her lap, staring into the black lake. Brandon checks the battery on the second handheld. Then the power cuts. Everything goes dark. But the cameras keep rolling. And you start to hear something. Heavy breathing? No, not close. Deep. Underwater. Like the exhale of something massive just below the surface. Branches snap behind them. A guttural scrape across the outer wall of the tent. Then, screaming. The footage goes shaky, chaotic. Someone runs with the GoPro, panting, twigs snapping, a glimpse of Mia's flashlight in the distance. Then it drops. We never see her again. Brandon and Jess are the last 2. They hole up in what looks like a shallow cave near the ridge. Brandon is crying quietly into the mic. Jess whispers, "It's not an animal. It knows we're afraid." Then, silence. 15 full minutes of static, breathing, wind, and water. And then Brandon speaks again. But his voice is different, shaky, almost hollow. He says, "If you find this, don't come here." It watches. It waits. It learns. And then he turns the camera toward the lake. It's dawn now. The water is still, too still. No birds, no wind. Then you see it. Just for a second. A figure standing waist-deep in the water facing away. Broad shoulders, long arms, no visible head, and behind it, movement. Like another shape rising behind it, or from within it. Then the camera drops. You hear one final splash, something wet, heavy, and fast. The screen goes black. That's where the footage ends. Authorities never found any of them. Only the broken drone and Brandon's final camera, washed up in reeds near the shore. Locals say the lake's been quieter since, but every few weeks, someone swears they hear voices by the water, or see lights moving through the woods where no one lives. I've watched that footage a dozen times, not because I want to, because I can't stop. Because when the shape turned in the water, it didn't have a face, it had four, melded, screaming, familiar. This is the last float. Whatever they woke up, it never went back to sleep.